Welcome back to Transformational Tuesday. We're talking about transforming your life through the art of simplicity. And no better person than the co-founder of Simply Space, Melody Mesick. How are you?
Pleasure. Great. I really like this theme, obviously. I'm all about it.
Well, you're clearly a professional, so tell us, what is Simply Space?
Yes. So Simply Space is an organizing company. We come into people's lives and we organize their homes, their digital life, their photos, their paper, anything to create more simplicity, order, efficiencies, to boost productivity. And the reason we do it is because we believe that with order and simplicity, you're able to unlock your potential.
Well, what about this is so fulfilling for you?
Honestly, transformations are really inspiring to me. I love seeing people create shifts. And I think that creating simplicity and clearing away the clutter, clearing away things that are holding people back, you can see it act as a catalyst for what's coming up next. You guys were speaking about that earlier. And to see it in such a, we work hand in hand with our clients. So we get to know them. We get to know what their struggles are, what their obstacles are. So to work with them and see them shift, it's really inspiring.
So I was in this leadership course years ago, 15 years ago, and it was a year-long program, very intense. And the first week, our homework assignment was to go clean our entire house and get rid of anything that was clutter and organize everything in our house.
Wow, and
right?
How did you feel?
It was because the concept was without integrity in all areas of your life, none of your life works. And I think that I'm so on board with what you do, and I want to know all your hacks and tips and tricks around it. Right?
Because 15 years later, we need to hear it again.
Honestly, I'm still not in integrity. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like training. It's like working out with a fitness coach. It's a constant practice. It's something you have to come back to, and you can create a system that works for you a decade ago, and it no longer works for you because your life has changed.
Right. So what do we do? So you come into a client's house, and how does it begin?
Yes. So it's easiest to speak about spaces because people can imagine spaces. So we have a 3-step process we always do. And the first is simplify. So what you did in your home all those years ago, we pull everything out. And we do that for a reason. Number one, it makes you realize how much you have. When you see everything together, you're like, oh, I have 27 pairs of scissors. Maybe I don't need 27 pairs of scissors.
But see, that part is like the scary part to me.
Yes.
I do not want to create more of a mess before I have it together.
We always say it gets worse before it gets better. But if you feel that way, I would say just start in one cabinet. Start on a shelf. Start on your desktop. Really keep it small. Because it's true, if you're not working with a professional and you're like, it's a Saturday afternoon, let me tackle this. Number one, you should spend your weekends relaxing and recharging, not creating a terrible mess. But I would say just a little bit at a time really helps people feel less overwhelmed. But it does get worse before it gets better. It really does.
Remember the analogy or the metaphor of doing that with a cabinet. In order to make it organized, you've got to take it out and it feels very cluttered. There's chaos, everything, but then you put back in exactly what you need and it's very orderly. So take us through something like our closet, because I think that all of us can organize many things, but our closet may be the hardest thing because we have so many different, especially in LA, we have so many different occasions, different events. How do you structure their closet?
Yeah. So we actually many times will bring in a stylist with us to organize alongside us, because a big piece of organizing your closet is to figure out what's working for you. What do you feel great in? What looks good on you? We'll do like a color analysis. Pulling everything out and asking yourself simple questions. Have I worn this in the last year? Why not? Is it because I forgot I had it and it's mixed in with everything else and I actually really love this thing? And really simplifying, getting rid of anything that you're no longer wearing, has a hole, doesn't spark, I'm sure you guys have heard of The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, this very popular book that kind of gave professional organizing more awareness. And the author, Marie Kondo, talks about, does it spark joy? And so if you don't know where to start, just think about that. For your clothes, it should spark some joy. And then from there, group like with like. The second stage of our process is streamline. So that's where we maximize storage. So think about, should I add a shelf? Should I, add bins? How can I really make this functional? Do I need a dresser for wardrobe specifically? And then the last piece is styling it. So color coding it, folding your clothes in a way that makes it really accessible. The truth is we get dressed every single morning. So if you can make that process a little bit easier on yourself, and also you're excited about it.
I have a feeling that Rob's is like,
amen to that. Yeah, I'm thinking about stuff right now. I can see it all lined up day by day. Yeah. So, and I love this, and I'm learning so much. What would you say is the hardest part of what you do?
For me or for the client?
Both.
Okay. For me, it's quickly understanding where my client is coming from, where they are in their life. And the process, honestly, we kind of learn it as we go. We kind of dive in, we pull everything out, and it's through a conversation with them that I can really see where they get stuck, what the thing is that's challenging them. For my clients, it's dealing with the past, because a lot of times the things in our homes and on our devices, they represent the past. And that can bring up a lot of emotion. And so it can be kind of a challenging process, but that's why they like to, even if you don't want to hire a professional, just invite a trusted friend over.
So you're like a therapist, basically.
Totally.
Yeah, it's like there's no difference,
Totally see that.
right?
Absolutely.
Completely.
Yeah. It can be very much like therapy.
Which is why you have a new book deal.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. So my business partner, Monica Lead, and I are writing our first book this year. Writing a book is hard.
Writing is really rewriting, and rewriting is really editing.
Yes.
Which is essentially what you do actually with your career. But I think it's what then really the theme of today is. It's about editing your life, really, right?
Yes.
So you're writing this book.
Yes, and the thing is, because we care so much about simplicity, we're trying to say everything as simple as possible, which is really challenging.
Yes.
So then you're overcomplicating the simplifying.
Exactly.
In fact, Einstein, I love that you said that, because Einstein always said that if you can't explain it simply, you don't know it well enough.
Yep.
And so that's really the challenge. I've
Yes.
heard somebody else say, like, essentially, if I would have had more time, I would have written a shorter book.
Yes.
I know that's true with me. I don't know about Dr. Erin, but I would have written it in 10 pages. So
I think that writing a book, it's very similar to organizing someone's life, because you've got to think of all the stuff, funnel it down into what are the actual points, and saying it succinctly. It's the same thing as organizing your closet or
Totally.
doing anything, right? I mean, it has very similar aspects
I'll
to
have
it.
to think of it in that way.
Right?
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're also live streaming every Monday. Tell us a bit about the show.
So we just started this month, and the month of August was Digital Organization Month for us, and next month is Emergency Preparedness Month. So every Monday morning we start off the week by talking to either one of our organizers internally or an expert, and we just break it down for people, because a lot of times people are like, how do I do this? And it's such a big topic because our lives are complicated. So simplifying and organizing your life, it has a lot of components. So we're excited about it. We're doing it every Monday morning. So
Does the book have a title?
not yet, and I
Okay.
can't say even if it did.
The
But
title is probably one of the hardest parts of writing the book.
We have a
I think it's the
bunch.
writing, but okay.
we have a bunch, and it keeps.
That's good.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
All right, well, you let us know.
Okay.
It's so important. Simplifying our lives gives us order, and we know when we have order, we have harmony and peace. So thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thank you.
And I'm excited to watch your lives. So I need to simplify in so many
You
ways.
guys are a little busy on Monday mornings. So
Yeah. We're going to do the replay.
there you go.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
We're Simply Spaced wherever you can find us. Social media, website is simplyspaced.com.
Nice.
So simple.
Love it.
Thank you so much for being here. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Good Morning La La Land.
Sounds